begitu aktif dan sebagainya. But what's important is what it is today. If you decide to change your lifestyle starting from today, that is what most important. But it's important for you to me sleeping. Saya tak tidur sangat. To me sleeping is a waste of time. Because I only sleep about 3 to 4 hours a day every day for the past 5 years. Because I benar-benar rasakan tidur ni satu pembaziran. But there's so many things that you can do in life, and 24 hours is definitely too short of a time. Tapi sebagai seorang doktor, saya nasihatkan kepada adik-adik semua supaya tidur sebanyak 8 jam sehari. So there are many ways that you can cut down on to do more work. Tapi nasihat saya kalau nak belajar tu, setengah orang dia belajar sampai 2-3 jam tak henti-henti. They just study for 2-3 hours or 4 hours dalam library dan sebagainya. Itu semua takkan. You must study smart, effectively. Kita punya brain ni boleh terima 45 minit sahaja. So you must study only for short duration, 45 minutes, then you stop. You take a break, you buat something, then you come back and start studying back. You cannot continue study, duduk study, because it just won't going. So you must know the technique, the right technique to study, which is very important. But as I said again, discussion is very important. Kena sama-sama group, you must study on discussion. Be close to your teachers. I was very close to my teachers. Ask them any questions. As a doctor, you kena tengok patient ramai. So spend your time at the clinics dan sebagainya. Ada lagi soalan? One more from the girls and 2 more from the guys.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Ahmad Azan Kamal pada kuliah Al-Quran. Nak tanya lah. Tadi doktor ada beritahu bahawa doktor telah mimpi sebanyak 2 kali. Cuma nak tahu semasa mimpi tersebut menceritakan tentang berkaitan tentang umat manusia ni ataupun pribadi. Jadi saya kiranya kalau doktor berkongsi mimpi tersebut dengan kami di sini. Ataupun kalau mimpi tersebut pribadi, mungkin kita boleh kita dah menuju ke Sengaja lah. Itulah. Mungkin doktor telah menceritakan mimpi tersebut kepada family ke pun.
Saya dah katakan mimpi saya adalah rahsia. So I will not share my dreams with you. That is something which I feel very personal. Okay, one more question from me and one more question from that. Adi. Ladies first, we just give it.
Assalamualaikum. Tadi doktor ada cakap kesihatan daripada kecil, so saya tanya doktor. Daripada kecil memang ada mak doktor kasih makanan suplemen ke?
Makan apa saya makan?
Tak, maksudnya daripada kecil. Doktor kata daripada kecil kan? So nak tahu kalau mak doktor soalan kedua, lepas doktor balik daripada akses depan, ada tak kesan kepada kesihatan?
Okay, masa saya kecil, kita orang suka makan telur. We eat 5 eggs a day. I have 5 brothers. So my mom will cook 25 eggs every day for breakfast. We feel that's very important. But I'm not saying that you must eat eggs. Bagi saya kesihatan ni lebih kepada your way of life. What's important is now you must live a healthy lifestyle. Saya setiap hari mesti pergi ke gym contohnya 1 jam sehari to make sure you must exercise every single day. Kalau saya stress, saya akan jogging sejauh 5-6 km dan sebagainya. Itulah cara saya mencari ketenangan. So masalah dengan kita ni, kadang-kadang kita selalu sibuk. Ramai mengatakan tak ada masa dan sebagainya. Tapi bagi saya masa tu banyak. Amat penting bagi anda cuba membahagikan masa. And you must exercise in order to have a very clear mind. You cannot just stay terperap dalam rumah study. Even a walk, even a brisk walk really eases your mind dan sebagainya. So it's important for you to balance your life between studying and between exercise. Mungkin susah sikit nak exercise kat sini sebab debu dan sebagainya. But you can do many ways. You can do weightlifting, you can do I don't know, you can always find a way somehow to exercise basically. Dan kesihatan saya yang kedua, saya tak ada masalah ketika berada di angkasa lepas. I felt that I was born for space. I have no vomiting, no headache, no giddiness. Saya sampai, saya dah terus berpusing-pusing dan sebagainya. Saya berbalik daripada Eropah and my findings was I belong to that 20% of group of people who are immune to space sickness, space adaptation sickness. So Alhamdulillah. So, but I believe that my safety in space, my having no problem in space disebabkan oleh doa-doa seluruh rakyat Malaysia yang sentiasa mendoakan, tak kira Islam, Christian, the whole Malaysian were praying for my success. So that's why it's time to come back and pay them back. Ya, soalan lagi dek.
Soalan tadi doktor, soalan mudah. Doktor, yang selepas ada nampak matahari dengan bulan tak? Kalau nampak macam nak dekat ke jauh? Kemudian soalan terakhir, soalan apa? Peminat-peminat. Apa perspektif orang luar terhadap Malaysia selepas doktor pergi ke bulan? Kami selepas.
Okay, kita ISS ni cuma 400 km daripada bumi, tak jauh. It's only from 400 km from Earth. In fact, kalau you tengok internet, you can see bila dia lalu Mesir dan sebagainya. And Mesir sebenarnya is very good area because the sky is always very bright and clear. You can actually see what time, what day the ISS passes by on the skyline. You nampak bintang, you can see the moon. It's much clearer, it's more beautiful. You cannot see the sun directly, because there's no ozone or atmosphere that protects your eyes, so it might destroy your retina and your vessels and sebagainya. So we are not allowed to see directly towards the sun, but you can see the sun. In fact, once I saw another planet, we saw a Jupiter from space, but you need a strong lenses in order to see other planets. Tapi memang sesuatu yang begitu indah. It's very hard to describe it. I've written a book. Setiap hari saya tulis buku. I write on a diary, and every day when I was in space, I write my feelings. So my book is supposed to come out very very soon. Dah siap dah sebenarnya, but waiting for the right time to be launched. And that book will describe everything from my journey onto where and my feelings dan sebagainya. Dan soalan kedua, bagaimanakah orang luar memandang orang Malaysia? They're very proud of Malaysians. We are able to show to the world what we are about. I make sure that I'm much better than the other astronauts. Even though saya orang yang ketiga, I don't drive the Soyuz, but I make sure that I know everything what's going on board the ISS. They trusted me. They let me do whatever I want. I can fly on the other side. I can touch any buttons. I can do any experiments and sebagainya. But the question is, people say that I'm a space flight participant, space tourist dan sebagainya. I think people don't understand that space flight participants are label that's been used for countries which are not a member of the ISS. Cuma 18 negara je yang member of ISS. Even the Koreans are called space flight participants, but that does not mean that you are not a qualified cosmonaut. We are being qualified by the Russians. And space tourism is totally different to space flight participant. Space tourism ni diorang bayar 25 million US, diorang cuma berlatih selama 4 hingga 6 bulan sahaja. They don't go through training, they don't have a thorough investigation dan sebagainya. They are not allowed to touch any objects or whatever on board the ISS. So we are totally different. So we are qualified cosmonaut, but we are space flight participant because we are not a member of the ISS. That is the reason. The best thing about ISS is that it doesn't matter what religion you are, what race you are, what country you are from, we have been trained to work as a team. I can tell you right now, to become an astronaut, you must be strong, you must be focused, you must be multi-purpose, you must be having leadership qualities at the same time, you must be able to work as a team. But most importantly, you must be fearless and fun at the same time. You must not be afraid of anything at all. You're going to serve sekali-kali dengan Allah. You know, when my brother died, bila adik saya meninggal, he was on Earth, and he died. I was the one who took the risk, going up to space and coming back, and nothing happened to me. It teaches me that life is short. Allah will decide when is the time for you to die. Kalau masa when it's not your time to die, you will not die, no matter where you are, whether you're on space or whether you're on Earth. So life is very precious. Live your day as though tomorrow is your last day. That's how you live your life to the fullest. So dengan itu, saya ucapkan terima kasih. Saya berdoa semoga anda semua akan berjaya dengan segalanya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.